Transport Minister Sindisiwe Chikunga is expected to inspect several road projects that are currently under construction in Mpumalanga. And these projects form part of government's efforts to unlock economic activity between provinces and neighbouring countries like Mozambique and eSwatini. Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela is following the story for us and joins us now from Nklazache. Mweli, good morning. This was meant to be just a look-see and a progress update on this project. But while it was happening, there was an incident or an accident that now the Transport Minister, Sindisiwe Chikunga, is responding to. Just tell us what's happening there.
Yes, indeed, Iman, we were expecting the minister to inspect some of the road projects here implemented by Sanral in this part of the community. But as you have said, unfortunately, there is an accident involving two buses that happened here. The minister being here actually to inspect those projects because we know that the main aim of the government, in as far as those projects are concerned, is to stimulate and activate that economic activity, not only just between the province of Mpumalanga and other provinces, but also with the neighbouring countries such as eSwatini and Mozambique. You'll know that tourism is one of those elements or sectors that this province thrives on. But then, unfortunately, there is those developing news of this accident involving learners. Minister, you were here for something else, but now, unfortunately, there is an accident. Maybe let's start by having a conversation about the information that you are getting currently about what actually happened here.
No, thank you very much. It is bad. It would seem like the first bus had its brakes failing. And then the driver decided, knowing the road, that it's sloping and it's curving, he decided to drive the bus off the road before the curves and everything. And then the second Kumbi stopped so as to assist the first bus. But then the second bus came and hit the Kumbi now. Like even the second bus, the brakes were also failing. So you've got two buses that are on the road and ferrying people, but they are not in good shape. The brakes are failing. That is the problem that we always talk about, that we can't have accidents happening simply because people are worried about money, but not worried about the lives of people that they are transporting. It can't be. We can't have a bus that is ferrying a full bus that is not roadworthy. Because if the brakes are failing on a road such as this one, that is known by the owner who is from this area, surely you are exposing those people to accidents. And that is why we're standing here now with this accident. Thanks God, because there's not been any fatality that we do thank God for. But of course, there is one 18-year-old girl who is said to have sustained serious injuries. How serious the injuries are, I don't know, because we have not been to the hospital and have not spoken to any of the health professionals so that we get a proper understanding of the seriousness of those injuries. We'll definitely be going to the hospital, the nearby hospital, to see for ourselves that young girl. Others have been taken to hospital just for checkups. Others are shocked and therefore they've got to go to the hospital. Others, they feel some pains here and there, but it's not like they sustain serious injuries.
I know it might be difficult to get the exact information on the number of learners who are in hospital at the moment. Do you perhaps have information regarding that?
I think initially they ferried 37. They're adding about 50, about 15. It's like the total will end up being 50 children ferried to the hospital for checkup. But otherwise, they have not sustained any injuries like open wounds, for instance, no clear fractures. They aren't, but it could be that they were bumped somehow and therefore there's some pain. But it's important that they do get some checkup at the hospital. But of course, I understand that there's one who sustained some serious injuries.
Have you been briefed, the minister, about their destination, where they headed to?
They're actually going to where we have the event. Yes, because remember, when we do these things, we do the siahlola, and then the skills, career, we share with them the carriers that we have in transport and the opportunities, particularly in rural areas such as this one, where children do not know what to do after they've matriculated. So we've got up to about 100 exhibitors there that will want to share information with these children, and that is where they're heading to. Of course, as you will know, from here we also go to Valazonke as part of our work, and then of course it will be the bicycles, that is the Shopakalula bicycles, that we distribute to these schools, including the schools that are here and the children that are here. So it's that project and that event that they're heading to.
I understand that in this particular incident, Minister, it's more about the roadworthiness of the buses. But of course, let's talk about the issue of infrastructure. You are here to inspect some of the projects being implemented by SANRAL. Are you happy with the state of the roads in the province? As we've seen now, there's an accident. And also, how much has how much of an effort is government putting to ensure that most of the roads in the province are proper?
If you just look at this road, it's good. There's no pothole on this road at all. You will not find any pothole on this road. It is properly maintained, and therefore you can't falter the road itself or associate the road itself with this accident. The accident is as a result of the brakes that failed and the driver deciding to drive the bus off the road. And that's what caused the accident. Otherwise, the road itself is a good road. And we from the N17, it's been paved, resealed, marks are there, the signage is there. Everything that you'll think of on the road is there. And therefore, I'm very happy about it. Happy that that project also have empowered SMMEs, as you heard them giving their testimony. 60 million rand was allocated solely for SMMEs. 10 million rand was allocated for labor, for paying salaries of labor. And that actually talks to the people along the N17. And I'm talking about the area that is rural, far-flung from everything. If you think about where MLO is from the area where we were, it's about 120 kilometers away. And that is the nearby town, which is MLO. Or else it's eSwatini, which is not a town, but of course that is where they go. And therefore it's possible that you may forget those people, but that is where we've empowered our people through that project. And there's still another one, that where we're going to add lanes towards the border post, 10 kilometers to the border post, that is also border post, which is one of the busiest border posts in South Africa that links South Africa and Swaziland. And we're very happy about that project. What I said when I was talking there, particularly to our traditional leaders, because there's a lot of building that has been that has been constructed on the road reserves, that they can't do that. They can't allocate sites on our road reserves, because anytime we'd want to expand the road. And when that happens, we've got to remove people. You saw there, if you were there, there are formal structures that are there, including mosque and everything else. It can't be, because that is the road reserves. And at any given moment, like I've said, we would want to add lanes, we want to expand the road, we'd want to do the ring, whatever. And that gives us a problem when there's already people that have built their structures there. But otherwise, other than this accident, we are still very happy with the road that has been constructed, the beautiful road that we have constructed, which is N17. And of course, this one as well. It's beautiful, no pothole, nothing. You will not find any pothole on this road because it is being maintained properly.
Minister, already quite a number of projects that have been handed over by your department. For example, the Carino interchange on the N4, as well as the Skumanskloof interchange. Those who are still waiting, saying that they also want those proper routes. Is there anything that you are promising to them?
Remember, they are national roads. For national roads, we leave nothing to chance. National roads must be properly maintained. And therefore, there are projects. Even here in the province of Mpumalanga, we've got a major project on the N2 between MLO up until Richards Bay, for that matter. It's a major one, and it's coming. It's already in the pipeline. That is one. There are projects on the N4 also here in Mpumalanga. It's major projects as well. So when you talk, there are projects on the R23, for instance. It passes through Mpumalanga as well. So there are quite a number of projects that are in the pipeline. Maintenance projects, because one thing about roads is that you construct it, but you must still maintain it. So you've got those maintenance projects that are in the pipeline. As we're maintaining them, it means that again the SMMEs will benefit, laborers will benefit, but it also means that there will be economic spin-offs that come out of those projects. Because it's very easy for people to come to South Africa now and come and invest in South Africa, even in the rural part of South Africa, because the roads are beautiful. So that is what we're doing. But of course, we know that we do have other roads, for instance, provincial and municipality roads that are not in good shape. We are attending to that. We have said that South Africa should actually engage on an important subject. One, that of funding our road infrastructure. Because the money that we spend from the fiscus can never be enough for the road infrastructure that we have. 750,000 kilometer road network. If you subtract 24,100 kilometer, which is net to Central Road, then you remain with the rest. It cannot be maintained only with the 16 billion rands that we have. That must be transferred to the 9 provinces. Of that 16 billion rand, you still have got to take out 3 billion rand for Mweli passes. Therefore, you're remaining with something like 12 billion rand for the network that we have in South Africa. So that money is definitely not adequate, and how we have got to fund that road network, the infrastructure, we need to discuss and engage as South Africa and agree. There are quite a number of technology methods that we can use, but none of them is free.
All right, thank you very much, Minister, for talking to us. Iman, that's the Minister of Transport, Sindisiwe Chikunga, actually giving us an update in terms of the work that they are doing on the ground. But of course, that's coming to coincide with the unfortunate accident that happened here, where several learners were injured, and we're told that one learner who is 18 years old is actually critically injured, and the Minister of Transport from here, she will be moving to the nearby hospital to check on those who have been admitted. Iman.
Yeah, and as she shares there, this is the result of a brake failure, which talks to the unroadworthiness of those vehicles on that road, placing all of those lives at risk, Mweli. Thank goodness, as she has said, as yet no fatalities reported during that accident. Mweli Masilela just giving us the latest from Nklazache in Mpumalanga.